Guys, welcome to my channel. My name is Diamond if you haven't been here before, and today we're going to talk about how to plan your trip to Jamaica because I've been and I just want to give some tips and tricks on what I think is helpful in going. Alright, so if you see me looking down here, I have my laptop over here and I wrote some things down on a little document so I can keep myself organized. So number one in terms of keeping yourself organized and creating structure for your trip, I recommend creating a document on a Canva, a Google Drive, anything like that, just kind of outlining your itinerary and your ideas of what you want for your trip. I personally am an itinerary girly. I make my own itinerary and I have little animations and graphics with mine, but you do you. I just recommend them just because it helps make everything just flow better if you have stuff written down instead of just going off thought and talks and group chats. No, you have extra structure. So number two is to do your research on the hotel you want. I know a lot of people that want to use Ryu, which love Ryu. If you're into a party kind of vibe, the only thing about Ryu in Jamaica or really anywhere to me, I feel like their food is not always the best, and I'm pretty sure I'm not the only person that says that. Granted, it is all inclusive, so you're not getting exceptionary food. However, I still think it could be better quality. So I've stayed at 2 Ryus, not in Jamaica. I've stayed at 2 in Mexico, and both times I was like, the food could be better. So I booked personally at the Hilton Rose Hall Resort in Jamaica, and it was such a wonderful resort. I mainly booked there because I had a group of 6 girls, and with 6 people, it takes a lot more to kind of keep things organized. So with this resort, what they allow you to do is to book a reservation, and then you don't have to pay until 30 days before, and then you can cancel anytime up to 14 days before. So that's why I mainly did that, to give people time to have the money for the resort. We booked flights earlier, stuff like that. So it just kind of made the process easy, and that way I gave people like a month before to pay me the money. So when it came out 30 days before we went, I already had everybody's money, everything was squared away. It was just much easier. Also with the Hilton, on another positive note, I also booked other things like excursions. I had dinner on the beach. I had a nice birthday dinner reservation at one of their little off the resort, it's on the resort but off the resort little dinner locations. So it was a really wonderful time. It does have kids there, like some Reeves do, so it is not considered a party resort, but I went off the resort for the party, and there the food was better, everything was better. So yeah, I recommend the Hilton, but I love Ryu. I do. I just wanted better quality and I want to try something different. So number 3 is to always make sure you set hard deadlines for everything in your trip. So whether that be, depending on how many people are going, for one, if it's just you, a solo person, make those deadlines for yourself, because if you keep putting it off and putting it off, you're never going to get it done. But even just for a group trip, like I said, I had 6 girls, so hard deadlines for everything, for flights, for payment for hotel, for excursions to be paid for just little things, and when you should have outfits by or whatever we had going on. Also, people won't be confused on what's going on. If you give a hard deadline, then people won't be confused on what's going on. They know. And I used to send reminders, so I would send a reminder 2 weeks before, hey, this payment is due 2 weeks before, just a reminder. And so that way people would know, hey, I need to have my stuff, you know what I'm saying? Even though they have my little document, my little presentation, but people get mixed up in their own stuff in the world. So people don't always want to pay their stuff as well. So if you keep waiting around for people, I'm going to pay it. No, you pay it by this deadline or you're not going. So yeah. 4 is to look up your information on your airport. So I know that We went specifically to Montego Bay. So at that airport, they do have what's called a customs immigration form that I filled out online before we went. So make sure you do that online. You can do it at the airport, but I recommend doing it online. That airport always has a longer wait. They just don't be moving. So that's another thing I wish I would have done. Like, there's a service called Club Mambe, I think, Mambo, something like that. I'm not sure of the pronunciation. But yeah, I recommend getting that. Apparently, I believe that allows you to help get you through that airport much quicker. So yeah, like, don't be like me and be mad that we waiting like 2 hours just to get out of the airport. Don't be like me. What I'm gonna start doing as well is making sure that the day that I'm coming in is just a travel day and I don't have excursion planned or stuff like that. Like, just take room for that account, because that airport, you could be waiting there for some time. Next, number 5 is to look up and compare your transportation companies. So the Hilton Rose Hall, they do offer transportation services. However, I was going to book with them originally, but then I also decided, hey, let me just look up and make sure I'm getting the best price and the best thing for my money. So I ended up switching and taking off my transportation to and from the airport with Hilton, and I ended up choosing a company called Major One Tours. I personally like them a lot. They were very patient with us because they know how the airport is. They know it's a lot of tour places you can go. It's kind of like if you've ever been to Mexico, they always have like different tour groups that can pick you up and take you. But so they're used to waiting outside of the airport. It's like a group of them. So they waited for us, and we asked them, because initially we were going to go to the resort, get comfortable, chill, and then we wanted to go to KFC. But because so much time had passed, I was like, hey, how much would it cost for us to get KFC before we go to the resort, because we were starving? And they took us there for like, I want to say it was $30. Granted, it's 6 of us, so I believe it. It wasn't much to take a pit stop at KFC and then go to the resort. So, and then at KFC, if you've ever visited KFC in Jamaica, they had a wait time, and they sat there and they waited for us without any issues. So yeah, I'm pretty sure Jamaica is one place, if you're gonna go there, you're gonna wait. At least at one place you go to, you're gonna wait, and that's okay. But just let y'all know that. So they even had a cute little sign that said happy birthday with my name on it, and I thought that was so cute. So just good vibes and everything from the beginning with them, you know, minus the airport being a problem for us. So that was very frustrating. Okay, so other than the airport, in terms of transportation, I only used them for the one time. I did use Hilton services for like going out to the club and stuff at night. They do offer that. However, compare those prices as well, because that's what I usually do. I usually use the hotel, use the taxi services. That kind of added up a little bit. So granted, for our safety, we felt like this was the best option, and I really did like it. So it was the same driver. It just felt safe. We knew what car we were going to get into. Just knew everything about it. So yeah, we did know that. I did learn that, and I'm pretty sure this is for other countries too, if you're not aware, they have different tags that solidify this is technically a taxi service. So I believe, I can't remember what color tag, it's either red or white. I will post it up here, whatever it is, but usually if they have those tags, those color tags, then you definitely know for safety purposes, this is definitely a taxi cab. So always make sure you look at that before getting in a vehicle. But in terms of like excursions, some excursion companies will offer transportation services, which we use for that. So just compare your prices and see what the best option is, because some people will try to get you for your money, try to make sure you're saving your dollars. Number 6 is to figure out and compare your excursions in their prices. So figure out what excursions you want to do beforehand. Like for me, I knew I wanted to do the horseback riding, some zip lining, and some other stuff, like a group thing. So the best thing for me to use was the Chukka app, which I'm pretty sure majority of y'all know or have heard of Chukka through TikTok. And I personally like Chukka. It was a very good experience. So I did the app. Because apparently it's cheaper if you do the app than to book in person. So if you book in person, then usually they're like, I don't know how much more money, but save your dollars and book through the app. Because other than Chukka, I did book some excursions at the resort because there was other things that I wanted to do that I knew just sounded too expensive online. Specifically that I booked at the Hilton were going to Margaritaville, 7 Mile Beach, and Ritz Cafe. And online it just seemed a little bit more expensive to me. So I was like, okay, let me see how much it'll be at the resort for that, because I knew I wanted to do that, but I wasn't like, oh, I gotta do this, like some of the Chukka things I wanted to do. So I was like, I'll just wait and see how much it costs. The website that they do use is Viator. I don't know if I'm pronouncing that right. Sorry, my pronunciation ain't always the best. But yeah, so they use that as well. Like a lot of people use that to bind and book excursions. Other than the Chukka app, I don't really know about a lot. I did not use that app, so I cannot recommend it. I only used Chukka and Hilton for my excursions. That was it. I did end up booking, like I told y'all earlier, the dinner. I booked it early. I contacted their reservation team and did the dinner on the beach, and I did the dinner for my birthday as well. And with the dinner with the beach, also it came with a photo shoot, and you could choose what dinner that you wanted on the beach, and so it was really nice. So had such a great time. I'll insert some clips here so y'all can see.
It's really romantic.
Oh. Okay. Aww. Okay. Period. Oh, this is. Yes. Oh. Nice.
So we should shoot it for the ocean?
Yes.
Woo!
Almost.
It's a really nice experience, and it was very private, and didn't have to worry about other people too if y'all are interested in doing dinner on the beach. All right, number 7 is pretty obvious. Notify your bank and bring your money. It should be obvious, but it's not always obvious. So always notify your bank to make sure they don't decline your money when you're trying to purchase something. But do you want even better? Bring you some cash. Don't even try to use your card, because some places will say, oh, you gotta have a $10 minimum to use your card. So bring you some cash. I always, on every trip, bring 1s, 5s, 20s, and 10s. I should have done that better. 1s, 5s, 10s, and 20s. There you go. I don't even bring a $50 bill because I don't want to have to get change for it. Just bring your own change. You need it for tipping. You need it for little snacks. You got little souvenirs you want to buy. You got photo packages. They don't require you to exchange currency here. So if you want to, you can, but it is not a requirement to do that. Some people just do like to collect currency, and that's fine. Number 8 is Wi-Fi. So Hilton did have Wi-Fi. However, it wasn't always the best on the beach. And when I was out, I have Verizon, so I ended up purchasing the international day-by-day plan. I believe it was $10 or $15 a day, and I think we were there for like 4 or 5 days. So I didn't get it on the last day because I don't need it on the last day. So I ended up, I think, paid it for 4 days, and it wasn't too bad. So I do recommend that for safety. If you're a content girly, all the things. I personally got it for safety, and I just like having signal and being able to call if I need to. Like, number 9 is passport. So majority of people have their passport, but if you don't have your passport, this is the first place you're going to, I recommend that you get your passport early, especially during the holidays. Now that it's November, things are always delayed with getting your passport. So either expedite, pay that, I think it's $60 extra, and get your passport early, or do something, because yeah, Jamaica is not one of those places where you have to have your passport valid for a certain amount of months. So that's a good thing, but I still would try to get your passport as early. These tips are like common sense, but I like to recommend them because I feel like they're helpful. And then number 10, which is another obvious tip, is to create you a checklist. So on that Canva or the Google Doc, whatever you made, make sure that you have a checklist, because ultimately, if you're like me, you're gonna forget something, so write it down. So I think that's all my tips. Thank you so much for watching my video. I can post a video if y'all would love to see my actual itinerary and document. Here's like a little example of like what I had going on, and I can go through how I planned mine. Like, I had my cost up there. Just an example guideline if y'all would love to see how I planned my birthday trip for 6 girls. It also includes my excursions. I can include more information on my cake if y'all want a cake. And then just everything I booked and cost and how it was planned out. So yeah, if y'all would love to see that, just comment down below and I'll make another video and show y'all that. But if not, thanks for tuning in. Please like, comment, and subscribe.